Well, the rheumatologist told me that I have
What, AIDS?
inflammatory arthritis.
Okay.
And she said, could you give up dairy and gluten for 2 weeks and see how you feel?
I mean, that's not easy by any means.
As a woman from Wisconsin,
Oh, I see what
for
you
me
mean.
to not have access to a block of sharp cheddar cheese on a daily basis, what are we trying to move our joints for? What's the point of getting out of bed?
Right.
What's the point of living?
People ask me about, oh, why weren't you in the rally? Why wasn't I in the rally? You think I don't want to be in the rally? You think I don't have a voice? You think I'm not frustrated? You think hindi ako napipikon? Pikon naman din ako bakit di ako Pinoy? I'm not in the rally is because you said, a lot of people said, nahuhubaran niyo ako kung pupunta ako sa rally. How cruel can you be? What did I do? Huhubaran niyo ako sa rally? I have nothing but be a hard-working citizen. I have complied.
Why the fuck is this megacity in the middle of the jungle? Manaus is a city that feels like it shouldn't exist in that size. In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, on the confluence of the Amazonas and the Rio Negro River, thousands of kilometers away from Brazil coastal cities, rises a metropolis of more than 2 million people. It is a place where dense urban sprawl and untouched jungle collide, and where the line between civilization and wilderness is drawn with almost no transition at all. The city first rose to prominence during the rubber boom of the late 19th century, when a sudden wave of wealth transformed this remote outpost into a booming urban center. But Manaus, as we know it today, really took shape in the 1960s, when the Brazilian government created a free trade zone. Overnight, factories, warehouses and logistics hubs appeared, attracting multinational companies and turning this isolated rainforest city into one of Brazil's most important industrial centers. Much of this industry sits on the eastern edge of Manaus, where vast industrial parks push directly into the jungle. Warehouses pour across hillsides that had to be carved and leveled, while highways cut into thick vegetation, creating a landscape where concrete and rainforest meet in a very stark contrast. And that contrast defines Manaus. In the city center are high-rises, colonial buildings and houses that seem to float on the water of the Amazonas. Yet just beyond the last neighborhood, the forest swallows everything in a whole. No suburbs, no gradual fade, just a sudden return to the endless jungle. Manaus is a city of extremes, an improbable metropolis born from global trade and sustained by industry, standing as both an outpost of modern life and a reminder of the raw power of nature surrounding it. And that's the reason why I wondered for the longest time,
wala naging pag-asa ang Pinas! Pinango na. Tani kita may ara ba? Gusto mo pusdakan na ka? Sa pagpalangga ko? Tumango ka!
Did you know Manitoba is home to one of the most unique and fascinating lakes in the entire world? You see, there's a lake here that changes color from a crystal clear to a Caribbean turquoise and then back again, all in the same day. Here lies a marl lake. It's called Little Limestone Lake, and it's a type of alkaline lake where the bottom sediments include large deposits of marl, which is a mixture of clay and carbonate minerals. Now, Little Limestone Lake is located about 500 kilometers north of Winnipeg. Now, you may be asking, why does the lake change color? Well, it changes color as the calcite in the water dissolves or precipitates depending on the temperature. Naturally, the lake is a turquoise color, but when the water is warm, calcite comes out of the marl and forms microscopic crystals, which gives the lake its milky turquoise hue. And when it's cold, the calcite dissolves and marl decreases, and the water then is perfectly clear. Meaning, depending on the time of the day, the water can go anywhere from a turquoise color to a clear color back to a turquoise color. The source of the marl is underground limestone deposits, which have been slowly dissolving into the water for centuries. The good news is that the lake is protected. It's part of Little Limestone Lake Provincial Park. In fact, this entire region is extremely fascinating. It has sinkholes, caves, and other features that are typical of a karst landscape. This type of geology is formed by the dissolution of soluble bedrock like limestone or marble. caused by the drainage of water deep into the ground. So let me know in the comments below, have you ever heard of the strange lake located in northern Manitoba? And as always, if you like content like this, give this video a like. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Why the fuck is the biggest chemical plant of the world in the middle of a city? Let's find out. When talking about Ludwigshafen, one name inevitably comes up, the BASF. The Badische Anilin- und Soda-Fabrik is not just any chemical company. It is the largest chemical plant in the world, and it is located right in the middle of the city. More precisely, it dominates the city. Today, the factory premises cover more than 10 square kilometers, roughly equivalent to the entire area of Monaco. And as you can see, the site is absolutely enormous, around 10 square kilometers in total area. That is about 1,400 football pitches and up to 7 kilometers long, located directly on the Rhine. The plant covers almost a third of the city's total area, and it is definitely larger than the city center. What happens here is much more than traditional chemistry. BASF operates as a so-called integrated site, which means that dozens of production facilities are linked together, so that byproducts from one are used directly as raw materials for the next. This saves energy, reduces costs, and makes the site extremely efficient. Pretty much everything that can be made from chemicals is produced here. And if you look closely, you will notice that the older areas of the plant are laid out at a right angle, like a chessboard, but in the newer zones, further away from the city center, the roads suddenly run diagonally. Why? Because this allows more facilities to be accommodated in less space, in line with the principle of maximum efficiency. BASF is therefore not a plant on the outskirts of the city, it is an industrial microcosm that has shaped, formed, and in some cases overtaken Ludwigshafen itself.
Did you know Spain built an entire caste system in the Philippines? At the very top were the Peninsulares, Spaniards born in Europe. Just below, the Insulares, Spaniards born in Manila. Then the Mestizos, children of mixed blood, Spanish or Chinese, many rising to wealth and power. The Sangles, pure Chinese immigrants, carried the heaviest taxes. And the vast majority, the Indios, native Filipinos, forced into tribute and labor. Even the Etas and Moros were listed as separate peoples, pushed outside the system, yet still marked. These labels weren't just names. They decided who could own land, who could rule, and who would remain voiceless.
Now take all your clothes off. Leave on your panties. Take off your bras. Play in your pussy. Let the person to your right smell your finger. If the person to your right says your pussy does not smell good, you are dismissed. Now.
Did you know the largest caldera in the world was found in the Philippines? Before we start, please like and follow. The largest caldera in the world is called Apolaki Caldera, located in the Philippine Sea, specifically within the Benham Rise. And it was discovered in 2019 by a Filipina marine geophysicist named Jenny Ann Barreto. This massive underwater crater measures about 150 kilometers wide, making it even larger than the famous Yellowstone caldera in the United States. Scientists think it was formed by a huge volcanic eruption millions of years ago, or maybe a space impact. Either way, it's a giant mystery still being studied today. Apolaki is named after the ancient Filipino god of the sun. This underwater crater is a reminder of just how powerful Earth really is. Like and follow for more amazing discoveries.
In reviewing your husband's symptoms, I'm pretty sure I know what's causing his diabetes. And I think you do too.
What? What are you talking about?
You don't lie a whole lot, do you? I mean, you're certainly not very good at it. To your great credit. To lie well, you have to loosen up, you know, make eye contact, stuff like that.
I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, lie about what?
Somebody's got to go there and tell your husband the truth. I could do it. Let me hold those for you.
Maggie, any word from Dr. Rhodes on the surgery?
Nope. He's still in the OR.
Afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh, please, I am having a terrible day.
About to get a little bit worse. We have a case of domestic abuse on our hands.
Are you out of your mind?
That woman has been poisoning her husband with prednisone.
Alam niyo guys, nung bata ako, meron akong dream na maging barangay captain. Or like, get into politics in general kasi for the simple reason na gusto kong makatulong ng tao. But then, it's not that simple. Kasi kahit sa grassroots, merong corruption na nangyayari. Sobrang normalize yung kickback system na yan. Anyways, kaya ako naging nurse kasi I want to help humanity and the Filipino people to earn a lot of money abroad and bring a lot of remittances dito sa Pilipinas. Nurses abroad and OFWs in general, kaya tayo galit. Kasi yung hard-earned money na yan, napupunta lang sa kickback system na yan.
Learn about a country every day. Norway. Norway is one of the 5 Nordic countries. It covers 385,000 square kilometers in area. It sits at the westernmost tip of the Scandinavian peninsula. Norway borders Sweden to the east and Finland to the north. A small section of its territory touches Russia. Beyond mainland Norway, the Arctic territories of Svalbard and Jan Mayen, plus Bouvet Island in the South Atlantic, are Norwegian territories. Here is a little-known fact. The nation with the broadest latitude span is not the United Kingdom, but Norway. Longyearbyen in Svalbard is Earth's northernmost year-round settlement. Norway is divided into 15 counties. Oslo serves as both its capital and largest city. Bergen, the second largest city, lies just to the west. Because of rugged terrain, nearly 80% of Norwegians live within 10 kilometers of the sea. Despite its mountainous landscape, Norway has remarkably developed transportation. For example, the world's longest road tunnel, the Lærdal Tunnel, stretches 24.51 kilometers, linking western Norway's Lærdal and Orland regions. Another landmark is the Atlantic Ocean Road, which connects scattered islands and reefs, a must-visit route for cyclists and drivers. Speaking of Norway, its fjords deserve special mention. Shaped by the Ice Age, this land was once entirely buried under ice. Over time, melting glaciers carved deep grooves into bedrock, creating over 150,000 islands, and an extremely jagged coastline. Sonafjord is the largest fjord, plunging over 200 kilometers inland. Lake Mjosa is Norway's largest lake. The Glomma River is its longest waterway, flowing south to the North Sea. Its basin drains about 13% of Norway's area. The Scandinavian mountains form Norway's longest range. Here stands Galdhøpiggen, Norway's tallest peak. Due to extreme geography, some villages get no sunlight for 6 months. Residents use giant mirrors to reflect sunlight into valleys. Longyearbyen in Svalbard experiences greater extremes, 110 continuous sunless days, and 100 days of constant daylight yearly. This location also houses the Global Seed Vault, safeguarding over 1 million seed samples to protect against plant extinction. Thanks to Svalbard and Jan Mayen, Norway controls a 2.385 million square kilometers exclusive economic zone. Furthermore, these waters hold vast oil reserves. Surprisingly, Norway has expensive gasoline, costing 14 to 19 kroner per liter. This traces back to 1990, when Norway created its sovereign wealth fund to address oil depletion and aging populations, now worth over $1.9 trillion. It is the world's largest fund of its kind. Norway's wealth is staggering. 2024 GDP per capita exceeded $86,000. It leads the world in human development. 97% of Norway's electricity comes from hydropower. Norway pioneered carbon taxes in 1991 and became the first nation to ban deforestation. Today, Norway has 5.58 million inhabitants. Ethnic Norwegians make up 84%, with other Europeans comprising 8.3%. Evidently, Norway combines modern prosperity with sustainable vision, forming a wealthy, livable Nordic nation.
See this island? Right in between Great Britain and Ireland. So what if I told you it's neither part of the UK or Ireland, and not even officially a country? So what is it really? This is Isle of Man, a place with no army, but a flag that looks like this. And here's where it gets even weirder. The Isle of Man is what's called a crown dependency. It makes its own laws, has its own parliament, and even speaks its own endangered language. But when it comes to defense or diplomacy, that's still handled by the UK. Now, here's something interesting. It also has zero corporate tax, which means online gambling empires, shipping firms, and crypto companies love it here. Oh, and once a year, this quiet island turns into a real-life racetrack. It hosts the Isle of Man TT, one of the most dangerous motorcycle races in the world, with racers flying down normal streets at over 200 miles an hour. It's tiny, quiet, quirky, and somehow one of the richest islands on Earth.
Kung crush ka, palihog, please, hindi ka magpalapit sa ako. Dara ka lang. Dara ka lang, Idya. Hindi ka maging friendly sa ako, hindi ko pagsapa ka. Dara ka lang. Gusto ko lang mabalaan nga buhi ka, ginhawa ka. Okay na ako, da.
3, 2, 1! I love CDO, only here at Limkit Kai Center.
Limkit Kai as a homegrown mall have the heart of a Cagayanon.
Sculpture that signifies the commitment of the Limkit Kai family.
If sasali ka sa drag race, anong drag name mo at ano ang entrance line mo? Ang aking drag name will be Ningas Kugon at ang aking entrance line ay Tapat Mo Linis Mo.
My drag name would be Nganga.
Ano ang entrance line mo sa drag race?
Ano na te?
Anong item po ang hindi nawawala sa Christmas basket? Cellophane.
Cellophane because it binds and it preserves the freshness
Correct.
of the spam.
Yes.
By the way, hindi bayad yung spam. So
Correct.
maybe Pure Foods you wanna sponsor.
At we also just said cellophane because we might be getting a cellophane endorsement soon.
Oo.
So we just had to keep it generic for the pod.
Yes.
What is the future of merthiolate in the nail care industry?
It's gonna be one of the ingredients na gagamitin to preserve artifacts.
Okay. Uso pa rin po ba ang Blue Magic as pangregalo sa Christmas?
For me, the sukatan ng ganda lately is Marks & Spencer Digestives.
Correct. Wala sa Blue Magic ang sagot dahil ang magic ay nasa Maggie Magic Sarap.
Yes. And sabi nga sa Enchanted Kingdom, the magic
is here.
Yes.
Every day, the magic is here. Asking for baby name suggestion for future reference.
Bimbi.
5J Marie. I mean, if you want to sound like an android, just name your kid 5J Marie. Or Maria 5J.
This sea in Europe is so dangerous that even seasoned sailors fear crossing it. Welcome to the North Sea, a treacherous body of water surrounded by France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Norway, Denmark, and the United Kingdom. But why is the North Sea so dangerous? First, it's the meeting point between the warm Gulf Stream and cold Arctic waters, forming a perfect storm zone. When these opposing currents collide, they create strong winds and massive waves, making the sea incredibly unpredictable. That's not all. Thick fog often blankets the entire region, reducing visibility to near zero, increasing the risk of going off course or running aground. It's a true nightmare, even for the most skilled sailors. On top of that, the North Sea today is also home to modern-day pirates, hijackers who seize ships, kidnap crew members, and demand enormous ransoms. Despite all the dangers, the North Sea remains one of the busiest maritime routes in the world, where global trade and peril go hand in hand.
Naunsa ka man, oy. Dili ko kasabot nimo pero gipugos jud nimo ako, ah. Kung importante pa ko nimo, ngano man ingon ani?